Hello? Let me know if you can hear me. I think I can see chat. I have never live streamed before, so I don't know if this is actually working. I think it is. Okay, well, I think this is going to make an archive when it's done, so if nothing else, I can treat it like a Let's Play. But I'll keep my eye over on the chat. Can I move this out of the way? There it goes. Okay. So I'm going to be making a new world for this. Which is going to take a little while, but that's kind of just how Dwarf Fortress is sometimes. I like to usually do everything around the default, except mineral occurrence up to frequent, because sparse is unplayable. And I haven't actually ever messed with any of the other things. I'll do a small world. I don't need a big one for this, and it'll save a lot of time in generating. Yeah, so, oh wow, this is going really fast. When you start playing Dwarf Fortress, you make a world, and it generates and plays out a history of all the civilizations doing things. And this will go until you can see here what year it currently is. This will go until 250, I believe. Being set to medium. You can like fine tune that to be a specific number of years, but I don't know. I find short is too short, and medium's maybe a little long, but why is that making noise? There we go. That should stop Discord from making noises while I'm streaming. By the way, I'm still kind of new to Dwarf Fortress. I've only been playing it for a few weeks, and so there's a lot of stuff, especially when looking at the world map, that I don't really know what it means. Because I know you can identify, like, these are mountains right here. Oh, I guess that maybe is a road. But I don't really know what most of this stuff is, even when I'm looking at it up close to try and figure out where I want to start my fort. There's a lot of things I just don't know, but that's part of the fun. Okay, so the world generation finished, and right now I can look around. Each of the areas has a different regional name randomly generated. And this right now is just letting me look around and see what all of it is and let me decide if I want to keep it, and I do, because I don't want to have to generate another world. There's a lot of loading screens early on in Dwarf Fortress. Okay, so start playing Region 7, which I just made. Gonna play in Fortress mode, because I've never touched the other ones. Okay, so this is the map we made. Made a small one, so the region and the world maps look the same. Now, my favorite thing, if you look over here on the left, this is local, which is just a zoom in of the spot I'm on here for region. The local map, I can change that highlighted area. This is literally the area that I'm embarking on, and I have very specific preferences. I don't mind, over here you can see the things. I don't mind temperate. I like trees, I like vegetation. I don't care about the wilderness surroundings. Calm and wilderness I haven't noticed a huge difference on. I've played some more dangerous locations, but here we have shallow clay, very deep soil, shallow metal, deep metals, and flux stone layer. That sounds good to me. I'm gonna check what are the commands here. See the different biomes. And there is, what button is it? Tab. There's a tower there that it looks like I'm at war with. Okay, so this shows me elevation, which is useful. Yeah, I think I'll embark here. I like having, and I always just do the default stuff. I don't really know how to set up your, like, custom outset things. Okay, so you start and it's paused, and we kind of have world here. So this is the default Z level. Well, I'm gonna adjust the music down a little bit. See, these are my dwarves. This is a river. Looks like it's, ooh, that's a big drop. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm going to, I wish this were a little bit more curved right here, like this. I'll make do though. Ideally, I'd like to set up a moat with the river, but it might not actually be very doable with this layout, which is unfortunate. Oh, and such a big drop. And what is this down here? Oh, sandstone and gypsum and bituminous coal. That's useful. Okay, so we're paused right now. And these are our dwarves. We've got a miner, expedition leader, woodcutter, stoneworker, jeweler, fish cleaner, and a fisher dwarf. I'm going to usually have my set my expedition leader to be my second miner, because you start out with 2 picks. And just gonna find right here, I think. I'm gonna actually do, can I don't have a, okay, I can't do that. I'll do that. Gonna set an entrance to the entrance to what's going to be the fort right here. I don't need this. Okay, so these are going to be downward stairs. This is going to be no, I'm bad at this sometimes. Okay, I do actually want to do, you know what, I'm just gonna do one. I don't want it too wide, because one lets me do fun stuff like having a curving path that moves back on itself, and I can trap this up a lot. I wish this pool weren't here. That's gonna make some things difficult, but I can build around it. So let's, the most important thing is getting a nice big area to serve as the main like stockpile area, and having a space for workshops. So I started it and then immediately paused again. I need to designate some trees. Gonna designate some plants to gather. Gonna make a surface stockpile for wood. Going to make a pasture for animals, because you always start with some sort of pack animal. I also want to make it a training area, and since my jeweler's not going to be doing anything, I'm going to give them animal care and training, and set my 2 dogs to be trained for war. Okay. And looks like everyone, almost everyone, who's not fish cleaner. Oh, because you don't have, okay, there. Up here in the top right, you can see my number of idlers. And I want that to be as low as possible, because idle means they're not doing anything at all, not even, like, relaxing. They're just standing around doing nothing. Who's idling? Stoneworker. Okay. You can help cut wood for now. I have 2 axes. And why is there, oh, because I'm channeling out one block area. Only one miner can mine at a time, but it'll pick up when I get into the open area. Now, there's going to be a lot of, because I'm only 1 under the surface, these 1/4 symbols right here are roots. And when you get rid of a tree that's right above, all these trees that I'm cutting down are going to leave little holes in my roof, which is annoying but not a huge deal because I can patch them up. Where, I guess my people are fishing down here. Yeah. There's combat, let's see, a river otter and a snapping turtle. As long as it's not any of my dudes. A lot of times early on I have to take away hauling privileges for my miners so that they'll actually do the mining. because until I get area cleared out, I can't start the fort, and I need room for stockpile and workspaces before I can do anything. War Dog is fighting a river otter. I assume dog beats otter. That sounds like it would be in the dog's favor. I don't know why dog would be fighting an otter, though. Are otters aggressive in this game? I've seen otters before, but I've never really interacted with them. There's a ton of wildlife and biomes and stuff, and I just haven't seen all of it, so I don't know what all of it is or how all of it is useful. Is this one of those otters? Yes, river otter. Okay, let me see. It might be good to have a hunter right now. Let me see. I don't have any crossbows, so I can't really do hunting. I don't think I can make someone hunt with like a pickaxe or a regular axe. Okay. Just more otter on dog violence. Do I have anyone? Yes, I do have someone gathering plants. That's good. I have someone. I need a refuse pile. Corpses and refuse. Very important, because those pile up as things go on. Let me also refuse. I'm interested to see what kind of things my fisher folk fish up, because these, if they're mollusks, no, that's mussels. Okay, so I can get shells, which is important, because shells are useful for making knickknacks, which are good for selling to elves. Waterfalls make me nervous, because in a lot of my games, when I start near a waterfall, someone will decide to ford the river too close to the waterfall and will fall off of it and die horribly. And I don't like that, because you can't retrieve the body, and it's a lot harder to make a memorial slab than it is to make a coffin. I guess my dwarves are going back to get water and such. What are these marks? Oh, bamboo. I don't think I've encountered bamboo before. Wonder if I can use it for anything. Actually kind of hope that I'm in an area where it freezes in the winter. The surface water, because water is really hard to deal with in Dwarf Fortress. But if it freezes, then it's ice, and I can go in and build dams and stuff, and then when it unfreezes in the springtime, I can better manage it. Good for making moats, that kind of thing. Where's my other... once again have to take away the hauling privileges to get them to do their work. There's a very fine line in Dwarf Fortress between not having enough dwarves to get like the work you need done completed and having too many dwarves to actually manage. Oh, one of my war dogs has gotten into trouble with one of the otters. You can't actually do anything to, like, you can't apply medical aid to animals for some reason. So all war animals are kind of on a timer for just when they eventually fall apart from all the nicks and bruises they get. Okay, so this is going to be over here to my right, to the right of the entrance. I mean, I'm going to yeah, I'll do this. I'm going to have all my workshops. I want a carpentry, a masonry, a crafts dwarf, a mechanic, a fisher dwarf. I always forget that one. I know. And that'll be enough for now. Now, to actually get those made, I'm going to need someone with masonry, which I just enabled there. Yeah, I know. I'm enabling all jobs is not good in this game because it means that your dwarves end up not being good at any one thing, and usually you want dwarves to be good at like just one or two things. But right now I just need someone to come and put all these shops together, and in order to do that you have to have the architecture skill enabled and also have a relevant skill to whatever you're making. So in order for someone to put together a carpenter's workshop, they have to have carpentry and architecture labors enabled. So just enabling all of them from the get-go is a quick and easy way to get all your workshops built. Okay, so that's the... what I'm gonna do is, after they finish clearing out this area, let's see, where do I have room? I'll put in a tavern somewhere, start building dormitories for my dwarves, and then start mining down. I'm afraid, even though I embarked in an area that doesn't have an aquifer, if you're near a river, you might still get pockets of water in the ground that you have to mine through, which is a pain, but it's not something you can't deal with. It just means I have to build walls as I go down. In some cases, when I'm making forts like this, I end up burrowing like really deep down below. Down below, I'm in like dirt right now. This is sandy clay wall that I'm mining through, which is quick and easy to mine through. But sometimes I'll get down into actual stone, and that takes forever to mine through, but it makes it easy to smooth and engrave, which is a quick and dirty way of producing wealth for your area. So this is my civilization screen. Well, not civilization, but for my fort, it tells me how many miners, woodworkers, all the different jobs I have. It gives me rough estimates of my stores of meat and seeds and stuff. I can get those to sharper numbers later, but looking at it there, I don't have a broker with the appraise skill, so I can't see my wealth, but you need wealth. That person just constructed the carpentry bench and fell asleep. You need, for certain things, certain people like the mayor or your captain of the guard need fancy rooms to feel important. And by fancy, I mean you have to designate them rooms, and the total value of all items in those rooms have to meet certain requirements, or they're not going to be happy. So, what I like to do is just give them a room that's basically big and empty, but I smooth and engrave it, and engraving gives value to the floor and the walls, and it's an easy way to fulfill dwarves' need for fancy things without actually putting any work or resources into it. Okay, so this is going to be my main stockpile. Ugh, I can't make it as wide as I'd like. There's a limit to stockpile, dimensions. I don't want animals, don't want food, I want furniture. I know they say not to store wood or stone in your main stockpile, but I'm just going to do it. Now, right here, I'm going to make some stairs, and I'm just going to see what happens when it goes straight down like that. Oh, damp stone located already. What kind of wall is this? Loam. I can't smooth that, which means I'm going to have to, and so this damp, loam right here means that it's saturated with water, and if I dig it out, then the space where it was is going to fill with water from the surrounding squares. So in order to get past that, I have to dig it out and then build walls or smooth walls if I'm working with stone. But I'm not working with stone, I'm working with loam, and I can't smooth that, so I have to dig it out and then construct wooden walls around it. Well, it looks like we're really good on metal here. I did say that I was playing with without it on scarce because that's not fun, because you just don't get metal and then goblins come and kill your civilization. But oh, I had it paused. But I don't think I've ever had this much metal available this early. Let's see, walls, gonna just build those real quick. And then this, okay, so this middle one right here is the only one. Okay, let's have my miners just dig this out. It'll take a while, but it'll keep them busy. And, well, right now they're constructing those walls that I told them to, which is good. Actually, I don't want them to mine out a big area yet. I forgot I need a tavern. No, that doesn't look good. One problem with Dwarf Fortress is because by default it uses ASCII for its visuals. things don't... if you make a square, the blocks are are taller than they are wide. So the spaces look weird. If you make like a 5x5 area, you end up with something weird looking. I'm gonna take away this real quick, just because they can't access that part of the area that I told them to mine, because I just took away the designation for it. They won't mine to get to it. They'll just ignore it until they get access to the larger square. Okay. Gonna put one in there, and then once this gets built, I can put that there, and we'll be good. It looks messy now, but it'll get fixed. Water is a huge pain and is a quick way to destroy a fort. In fact, this is not getting built as quickly as I'd like, but we're still good looking at the water levels. They're not high. Okay, and then put that there. See, if dwarfs can move diagonally, and they can do certain things diagonally, but they can't build diagonally, and so in order to make sure that the corners of the area get walled off, I have to do them last after the walls get built. And it's all coming along nicely. Oh, did this not get built? I thought it did. Well, that's gonna be ugly, but water won't actually come through it, so water won't flow diagonally through a corner like that, so I'm actually good. It's just bugs me for aesthetic purposes. Okay, and so my dwarves are now working on clearing out this. Oh, I need to make a bunch of beds. I'm sure someone will get on that. Jeweler, you're now going to be a carpenter. I have never needed a jeweler in this game. I don't know why. It's one of the things you get sent out with. But now that I have an area for a tavern, I'm going to put a still and a kitchen in, which are important. That reminds me, I also need to put in, I'm going to make a little farming area. Need to get some plump helmets growing. I don't do a ton of farming in this game. I basically just grow plump helmets and pigtails. Plump helmets because you can grow them year-round, and they make wine, which dwarves have to have booze or they get unhappy. And pigtails because you can use them to make cloth, and sometimes you have to have plant cloth on hand. Okay, I always mess that up. I need to make a farm plot. And this one I probably won't even grow any pigtails in. I'll just do plump helmets at first. But now that we have this, I always do this little back room for storing food. And then I can designate this whole area as a meeting hall. Gonna be an inn. It's going to be called the Breakfasts of Iron. All the names for things are randomly generated. Okay. And another thing I need to do real quick is start on a dormitory area, because I always give my dwarves that's too big. I always give my dwarves personal rooms because they get unhappy otherwise. Oh wait. I'm doing this at kind of a weird angle. No, it needs to go another one up. Okay. And for rooms, I always just do these little, I call them, like, lung dormitories, because they look like lungs. It's just a long central hall with 3x3 rooms. And there's no quick way to designate these. I just have to do it all by hand, because I don't know, I guess I could do a like keyboard shortcut macro for doing a 3x3 room, but we'll do that. And you can see that little flashing bit means that it's the next thing a miner is working on. Oh, look, we already have a visitor. Great. In general, I do not like visitors. They range from parasites who hang out and drink your booze to evil parasites who hang out and drink your booze and also tempt your people to do evil things. Do I not have... Where's my carpenter? Okay, you need to not be fishing. I know I enabled a bunch of jobs for you, but that was really just so you make things. What I want you to do right now is carpentry. You can keep animal training. Okay, so now that I've got these areas worked out, I'm going to start putting beds in them. The way I do it is I just stick a bed in each one, and then once I assign it to someone, I'll put a door on it so that I know that it's one that's been assigned. If I'm feeling really generous, I'll give them like a table, a chair, and a chest to keep their personal things in. But in my experience, they don't really use those even when they have them, which is weird. Okay, now we can start doing that. What are these fish doing out of the water? Raw steelhead trout. Raw steelhead trout. Huh, I guess some animal might have fished them up and left them there. Because my dwarves wouldn't just leave them, I wouldn't think. Ooh, red panda. What's the red panda fighting? I don't know what it was fighting. It didn't. Sometimes it won't tell you one of the parties involved in a conflict. I'm not sure why. It may be that it fell out of a tree or something. I'm gonna make some mechanisms. Oh wait, I don't have any rock yet, do I? No, I've got rock. Hey, native copper. Okay, so I'm gonna get a jump on my metal industry. I'm gonna go ahead and build a wood furnace, which I use to make charcoal, a smelter, which I use to smelt things, and a metalsmith's forge, which is where I forge things. By default, you start with an anvil, which is important because you need anvils in order to make metalsmith's forges, which are required to make anvils. So if you don't start with an anvil, you have to buy an anvil from another race. Which reminds me, I need to make a trade depot, even though I don't have anything to trade yet. Okay, a lot of people are doing a lot of things, but okay, I guess. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, they're putting something together. My still and kitchen are still unmade, as is my farm plot, and no one's hauled these beds yet. I tell you, half of Dwarf Fortress is figuring out how to make people do the things that you need them to do. Ugh, Goblin Bard. Dwarf Fortress is weird because you get a lot of visitors, and some visitors are outright evil or even like undead, and you can't really do anything about it. They unless they commit a crime, you can't tell them to get out, or dampstone located, so it's not gonna dig further there. Man, so much copper. It's great too, because normally, most of my experience, getting copper means finding tetrahedrite and then smelting that to get the copper out of it. But we just have straight up copper here, which is cool. I also really like galena, because galena gives you silver and lead's not super useful, but silver is good for making hammers. I wish it didn't draw my attention every single time it found water. Yes, I know, there's water in the area. If I hit D, you can see the whetstone that's found. And one of my miners is just sleeping on the floor because no one will put beds together. This is a travesty. They don't even have to put the beds together. There are beds waiting to be hauled and no one's doing it. These are just dogs running around. My 2 war dogs. Which, one of them got in a fight with an otter, but neither of them are blinking, showing that they're injured, so I'm gonna assume it's doing fine. Yeah, I know. I might cancel this mining job if they don't stop hitting water soon. Yeah. Here, look. This is gonna be water. And this is gonna be water. So why don't y'all just ignore that? Oh, is someone... Okay. You know what? We're done here. Y'all lost mining privileges. Okay. Well, now they're actually done with all of that. Okay. Over here, we've got a bed put down. Oh, I need doors. No, I know that all these are gonna be thing. Just give one to first person in my list. Early on, it's easy to make sure everyone has a room and know who has rooms. Okay, so we've got some migrants. Migrants are, at this point in the game, good things because we need more dwarves to do the work that everyone needs to be doing. Later in the game, migrants are bad things because you end up with too many dwarves. How many? So far we've gotten, geez, big wave. We've over doubled our, like our starting number. I'm gonna need more rooms carved out. But that's easy enough, though when you get in where there's roots and stuff, it's kind of hard to see what you're doing. This game is not super colorblind friendly, which is unfortunate. Okay, I need to... There we go. Now I can see what I'm doing. It's a bit easier. That'll be enough for now. You're a peasant. I'm going to make you my metalsmither. Because everyone has kind of an assigned occupation, which is just based off of like what their highest skill is. Peasants don't have anything. They're not good at anything, so you can kind of just use them for whatever. And people like lye makers and cheese makers, people who don't have any important things, I usually just assign to do something else. But I end up with a lot of farm dwarves, and then all of my farmer dwarves get together and make a guild and demand I make them a guild hall. Which is a bit of a pain, but nothing we can't handle. And by handle, I mean I'm gonna go ahead and start training my my engraver that showed up. Oh wait, is this even... No, that's loam. That's... You can't engrave... You can't smooth or engrave loam or dirt adjacent things. Oh, dang. I didn't realize this was filling up as things were going on. It is... No, okay, I can save this. Someone will come down and... Where's my engraver? I need you to stop hauling. I need you to just jump on engraving duty. making a bunch more beds and doors. Okay, and did I actually assign this room to anyone? Yes. What's my engraver doing? Listening to a story. Stop taking breaks. I need you to engrave like the wind. Now I'll wait until they put a few more beds out before I start assigning them. Someone needs to start making shell crafts. I don't know who's going to do that, but I'm sure someone will decide to do it. And if not, then I will assign probably this milker. Do you like crafts? Well, you do now. They're putting the doors in there. I'm gonna... Oh, I still need more doors made. And, okay, someone needs to start burning charcoal. Man, there's so much stuff in the ground here. We picked a good spot. You can also detail stone for now. You don't have another job, Mr. Miner. Oh, I guess I need to make a table and a chair. Actually, I'm going to make several chairs and several tables. It says throne, it's because I'm making them out of stone. And stone chairs are called thrones. Why aren't any of my people doing work? At least the work that I want them to do. Oh, someone put together my my farm plot, so let's set that up. I'm just going to have them plant plump helmets year-round. And I want them to make sure they don't cook the plump helmets, because if they do that, they don't get the seeds to make more, and you run out. But if you just tell them to brew plump helmets, you don't have to worry about running out of plump helmets. Oh, someone's petitioning. Ugh, Portal Lung is the name of our fortress, by the way. It's not a good name. Denomination of streams. Okay, yeah. I'll give you a temple. Didn't I? Oh, I need... Okay, here's what I'm actually gonna do. Because I don't think 3 levels of water is too much for them to engrave, but they're not doing it, so maybe it is. Now I immediately do this. And smooth. Okay, that flashing means someone's coming by to smooth the wall. Oh, how much water is there around here? Why is there so much? And in stone layers. Look. If I don't run into any water mining that direction, then I'll build the temple out there. Temples are another thing I mentioned with certain people wanting fancy rooms and stuff. Temples and guild halls need certain levels of wealth in them to count towards making your people happy. Do some more smoothing. Oh, come on. What is with all this water? Okay, I'm gonna... Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna carve out a nice big area, smooth it, engrave it, make it a temple. Everyone's gonna be happy. It doesn't matter that the rest of this area looks ugly. They can engrave diagonally, which is nice. Oh, come on. Okay, let's do that. That's mist, which usually comes from water pouring down something. I guess it's nothing serious. I don't see anything bad. This area is still filling up with water. Can't do anything about that. Not without a screw pump, which I'm not equipped for. And also have never actually done. Okay, why can't I smelt any copper yet? Is no one making charcoal? Wood burning is the associated job for that. I don't need a fish dissector. Your job right now and forever is to burn wood. Got to burn wood to make coal, to burn metal to make metal. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to smooth it out. And it'll take them forever to smooth it at first, but once your engravers get to like high skill levels, they are very quick and produce a lot of really high values artwork. I'm gonna carve this out just because I can. It'll be prettier. And I've got he's making a wooden door. Okay, so we should have doors aplenty now to give out here. Okay, so this is my third room I'm assigning, so it goes to the third person on the list. This is the fourth room, so it goes to the fourth. And this is generally how I do it early on. Is just by tracking the number and number. It gets to where you can't. This is sixth. 1, 2, 6. It gets to where you can't really do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna assume I didn't. Herbalist, Fisher Dwarf. You can also just remember what profession you just assigned to. I need more beds, more doors. Later in the game, you can't really do that, and what I do then is I set up a dormitory somewhere, and whenever I see someone sleeping in it, I assign them a room. Okay, so there are some positions here that need filling. Broker, bookkeeper. Do I have any? Okay, I don't have anybody who's any good at bookkeeping. I usually make my manager and my bookkeeper the same because they both need a table to, or a chair rather, to work at. So I'm looking for Erdem's room. Erdem doesn't have a room. Erdem can be assigned a room. And a chair. Okay, now I can start smelting copper. Man, having metal this early is going to be nice. It means I'll probably turn my next migrant wave into my first militia. Did I assign this room to Erdem yet? No. I need to resize there. Erdem, the manager. Okay. And your Sasset, the Fisher Dwarf, you'll get this one right here. It just means that they're sleeping in someone else's bed tonight. Let's see how that temple's coming along. Slowly, but I expected nothing less. Why are you sleeping on the floor? Abin, the fish dissector, you're going to be the proud owner of a new bed soon. As soon as another one gets hauled. Okay, someone needs to put together and start. Okay, I don't need a shearer. That's dumb. I also don't need you making potash. I need you milling. I need you cooking. And I also need you architecting to put those things together. That person's asleep right now, but they'll do their jobs when they wake up. Okay, yeah, I have someone making shell crafts. I might need to put in, yeah, I'll go ahead and put in a second craft dwarfs workshop. So this, I put them in such a way that I can't track exactly. Okay, so this is that, and this is, I want to make sure they want, I just told them to make that out charcoal. Crap. That's a waste of good charcoal. Craft dwarfs. It always defaults to whatever the closest crafting material is. And because the wood furnace is right there, it's trying to grab charcoal for it. Where's that shearer? You need to not have any fishing related things. You're strictly on cooking and brewing duty. Okay, now that I have this, I'm going to have people make some mugs, because dwarves get unhappy if they have to drink straight from the barrel. Autumn has come. I should be getting a trade envoy from the main dwarven civilization soon. Oh, hey. That finally got hauled. Okay, so this belongs to Erdem the manager. And now that that is fixed, I can actually say, take the time, give me the highest precision of my stock counts. It'll take a little bit for the counts to get correct, but then it doesn't take long for them to stay correct. Okay, I need you to not do hauling either. I just need you to do the important tasks that I've given to you. Why is there water on the floor here? Okay, how much copper do we have? Oh, no, my counts aren't accurate yet, so I can't really see. Okay, so now you can see the still and the kitchen have been set up. I'll make fine meals. I've probably got enough on hand to do that. Need to make a bunch of cages, because I go through cages like crazy. Oh, I still need more beds. I'm gonna make another carpentry shop. I usually end up with like 3 of them. You can never have too many carpentry shops. You just don't have enough dwarves to operate them all. Okay, Outpost Liaison has arrived. So, let's start moving some goods to the place to get sold. I don't actually really have much to sell, so it's just gonna be, it'll just be the those shell goods that I had someone making. Hopefully I have enough to buy some useful things. You can see all of my dwarves are immediately scrambling to take all of the crafts that I just told them to store on the thing to the thing. And I have my... Do I have a trader set up? Yes, I did. I did make a broker. Eshton will report to the trading post for... This is just... This is them asking me what I want them to bring me. I can set like priorities and stuff. I don't actually usually do this. I usually just take whatever they bring me, because it's a lot to like plan out. And I usually want a lot of stuff, and I don't feel like making it all. Okay, this is them telling me what they want from me. They'll buy sheets. All of this stuff is stuff they'll buy above regular value. And you can see the things that they want the most, they'll pay the most for. Musical instruments, drinks, pearl ash, legwear, anvils, maces. I'm probably not going to focus on making any of those things, because that seems really hard. Okay. None of my things are in bins yet, unfortunately, so it takes forever to get them all there. I need to wait a little while longer for more stuff to show up. I can see what's still pending. Only 6 more things. Is that everything? No? There's still a couple things left that no one's hauled. Oh, looks like it's on its way. Normally I don't necessarily wait for everything to be hauled, but I don't have a ton of stuff. I've only got 470 dwarf bucks worth of things to sell, so I have to be very careful. I'm not going to be able to get any like weapons for this much, unfortunately. Anyway, usually if they sell animals, it'll be on the first thing. Let's see, they've got boars, donkey, horse, a goat. I don't want any of that. Picks. Ooh, I could get an iron spear. That's tempting. Picks, it doesn't matter what material they are, so I always just buy the cheapest ones. Can't. Ooh. Yes, I can get an iron breastplate because it's low quality, so can't get a shield. I'm gonna see if they'll take this. No, they're not gonna. They won't let me get away with that. If they don't make a big enough profit, they won't let me trade. And if I try too much with being cheap, they'll get mad at me and then won't come back next year. Yeah. Okay, that's all we're getting this year. Still got shell crafts making. And you, oh right, I have a manager now. So manager lets you make like bulk orders and stuff. So right now I want to construct wooden bins and wooden barrels, if I can find where it is. You can't use the hotkeys in this menu for some reason. Oh, there it is, barrel. And so by setting it to infinite, it'll make a wooden bin, and then barrel, and then a bin, and then a barrel, and go like that. And those are just storage items that make storing things in stockpiles more efficient. Someone's making rock moss. Okay, I think everyone's doing good stuff right now. Everyone's working, and they've almost finished smoothing that room out. I still need to dig down past this, but I'm gonna wait until the temple's done. So, what I'm making the cages and the mechanisms for is making cage traps, which I tend to make a ton of and just kind of leave everywhere, because they'll capture goblins, they'll capture wild animals, they'll capture anything that might be aggressive. And I want those things captured, and then I want them, I could sell them, I can, in some cases, train them to be useful. So, let's look at my stocks now. Bars. I've got 32 copper bars already. That's awesome. Let's make some armor. So, I might take the person I have making charcoal. Is that the one I wanted to? No, it's the peasant who's currently smelting copper ore. Now I'll leave them to that. They'll finish smelting all the copper and then go and make the stuff I told them to. Okay, that's going to be the last of the smoothing done, and once it's smoothed, I can engrave. Engraving is the important part. That's the one that actually gives things value. I'm going to go ahead and mark this as a meeting area, assign location. This is a temple, and if I look, it should tell me which one. I thought it would tell me which one I agreed to make a temple for. Thought I would. Let me see if I can. Okay, I don't know how to. What are you doing here? Oh, that's a detail. Okay, so I don't know how to figure out which one I'm supposed to be assigning this to. I wish I had paid better attention. I think it's the denomination of streams. There's a quick way to see. Yes, okay, see, it says here I agreed to build a temple for them. Currently it's a shrine, and it's worth 774 dwarf bucks. It'll become a temple at 2,000, which, with this size, we should be able to hit pretty easily, even with novice engravers. And if you see, it's now up to 854. You can watch it go up. I think I need a cabinet to store. I'll do a coffer also, because I'm not sure which one I need to store those mugs in. Okay. And also putting in some tables and chairs, because people like tables and chairs. And I'm also going to make more beds. Yes, I know I can do a bulk order of beds, and I've done that in the past. I just don't think I have the resources to spare right now to, say, make 50 beds. No idlers, which is good. Oh, and some migrants, which might be good. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6? That's a number I'll take. I like that number. I'm gonna start a militia. Create squad. Metal armor. I always look through my new folks to see what relevant skills they might have. That'll be fine for now. Three militia dwarves. And I'll give them a little barracks right here. And with a adjoining hospital area. Okay, this guy just came in and immediately laid down in the bed. Ingish the clothier. Ingish the clothier. Okay, congratulations, that's your bed now. need to assign more. Oh, I did that wrong. Need to assign more places to get carved out for bedrooms. Okay. I should have... You're sleeping right now. I guess that's why you're not mining. But I should have someone mining that barracks out. Oh, I need to make an armor stand, don't I? Armor stand. Actually, no, I don't want a bag here. I want... Bags and boxes use the same. Oh, I don't have a coffer yet, or it got misplaced or something. Let's see how that's doing. Almost there. Okay, this water spreading right here is concerning me. Where is it coming from? This is smoothed, so it can't leak anymore. And no one's put together those cage traps yet. Oh, I have no idea who any of these people are. Okay, you need engineering and architecture. Maybe you'll put together some traps for me. Hey, a petition's available. Oxet Shimmer Pocket wants to stay here. No. You can let traveling bards and stuff stay in your fortress, but I tend to not do it because then you end up with like 1,000 people who hang out and don't do any work and just eat all your food and drink all your booze. How do I not have any beds? Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this. Okay. Queue new order. I want a bed. And I want 30 beds. New order. I want door. I want 30 door. And I'll also make chests. 30. Okay. Location domination of springs is ready to be recognized from the temple's location menu. Yes, okay. Recognize priesthood. I don't know that I need to assign anyone to that. I'm not going to. I actually, so I don't have a ton of experience with the temples. I've only ever had one temple be requested. Most of the time, I run into guild hall requests. Oh, we're out of shells, eh? Let's make some bone crafts. Okay, so that armor stand is still being made, I guess? No? Okay, I thought I told it to make an armor stand, but maybe I didn't. Oh, hey, we've got our first strange mood. It's a clothier, so it's not going to be anything useful, but a strange mood is when a dwarf suddenly has a stroke of inspiration and will go claim a workshop and then demand certain materials, and if gets access to those materials, then they'll make something. Oh, I don't like this one bit. I bet I know what's going on. So they do it based on what their highest skill is, and this person is a clothier, and I don't have a clothier's shop. Wait, that's not what I want to do. No spaces between. Okay, I need a clothier shop for him to go sit in and make stuff. Otherwise, if you've got like, I think a month to fulfill the needs of a dwarf in a strange mood, and if you fail that, then they gain some form of insanity, which tends to be fatal, and can sometimes be super fatal, by which I mean fatal to other dwarves as well. Okay, claim the clothier's shop, and wants thread, blocks. Oh, just thread and blocks. Okay, I can do that. That's super easy. I just need to do that. And you, Shearer without a job, are going to do some masonry. If all goes well, the blocks will get made, put in a stockpile. The clothier will go pick them up and also pick up some thread. I'm hoping I have the kind of thread they want. There's 3 different kinds of thread and cloth in this game. There's like yarn, which is made from shearing animals. There's silk, which is made from gathering spider webs, and there's plant, which is made from growing plants that produce textiles, and dwarves are picky about which ones they want. And seeing as the blocks got made and the clothier is still there, they want cloth. I'll make a loom. I assume someone's gonna go and put the loom together. Though that may be asking too much. You're my metalsmither. Why aren't you smithing metal? Oh, I got the armor stand now, which means I can make 8 barracks. You can make barracks out of other things, but I always do an armor stand. Okay, no one's putting that together. Someone needs weaving. You are going to learn... You're not learning weaving, but... Oh, you already have weaving. You just need architecture. Okay. Now, go put that together. Oh, is that a... Sometimes things get left in the trade depot. That looks like it might be the pick I bought. I think I bought a pick. Okay. Make barracks / armory. And I'm assigning them to train. I just have the three of them. You can tell soldier dwarves by their different appearance. And they'll just hang out and... No, my smith... I always do this. My smith always ends up being a, like one of my dudes. And that is no bueno, because I need my smith to be smithing. If no one's smithing, how am I going to have anyone... how am I going to outfit my... my militia? Are you the one that has weaving? Yeah, okay, you're not allowed to fish anymore until you finish putting together that loom. Oh, we need more coal. I'm gonna end this stream soon and probably do some more streaming later. Oh, hey, there's the loom getting put together. Okay, weave cloth out of plant thread. And I'm also gonna make a farm. I'm gonna make, I don't remember what farmer's workshop is, what the shortcut for it is. Farmer's Workshop W. Farmer's Workshop is what lets me shear animals. I don't know what kind of thread the dwarf, or what kind of cloth the dwarf wants. You can't actually get that information without using like third-party tools. Okay, don't have any yarn thread, but it looks like they made some plant thread, or they're making plant cloth. Stocks cloth. We've got a bunch of plant cloth, and it's none of it is suitable, it looks like. Which sucks. Okay, that's the farm. Now, please tell me we have an animal that can be sheared. Or shorn. Hey, we don't have any animals that we can shear. Which leads me to the next thing, which is getting spider webs. Okay, so basically here's how this is gonna go. We're gonna dig a big, deep, staircase. Hope we get deep enough to, hit a cavern, and then have, people go gather spider webs from cave spiders. And then hope that it's silk they want. Because if it's yarn cloth that they want, we're kind of just boned. You're not allowed to do woodworking anymore. Leave that to someone else. Your job is mining. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. We discovered a... There we go. We discovered an underground area, which is where spider webs come from. You can see this is one right here, cave spider silk. These areas are cool, but also can be dangerous. Man, native silver. I never get native stuff. I always have to make it out of other stuff. I'm gonna close that off. I want them to, as soon as they get down here, come over here and take that out so that they can get to the okay, all of that looks good. Now, as soon as people can path to the silk, they'll start gathering it and then making it into thread and cloth. You can see they're already doing it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of nasty stuff that lives down here in the caves, so I'm going to be needing to put in some cage traps. I need more mechanisms. I never have enough mechanisms. Sometimes I'll set them to just be made on repeat, but usually I try not to do that. Let me look at equipment and see what they have equipped. Iron breastplate, copper battle axe, copper helm. Okay, so this one's well outfitted. This one's not great. This one, it has nothing. Let me make a spear and an axe. And then a couple of breastplates, if I can swing it. Or actually, I think one of them already had a breastplate. Oh, and we can do this to get rid of all the little symbols. So it's just an empty room, but it's fancy empty, and they like that. That's enough for them. So they're definitely making silk. Oh. Let me check my stocks. Cloth. Okay, we don't have any finished though, so there's still hope. Okay, I thought I saw them move, but if that were true, then cloth. Okay, we do have spider silk cloth, and they're not taking it. That means they want animal cloth, And we're probably going to lose that dwarf. Dang, I haven't failed a strange mood in a very long time. But sometimes you just don't have any of the, like, 4 animals that you can shear. Okay, I still don't have any mechanisms. Manager, you can make mechanisms. I think engineering is what you use for that. Just put some beds out here for people. So let's see what we have down here. Some galena, which will give me lead and silver. But we also have, there's native silver around here somewhere, I saw. Microcline. Nothing super useful. I don't really see any animals around either. I usually carve out more direct paths here and there. Okay, got another cage trap, and there we go. Hopefully those will get stocked sooner rather than later. Okay, I'm actually going to end it off here for now. I'll try to stream later if I can. Until then, goodbye, audience.